Good afternoon, everyone. COVID-19 is undoubtedly one of the most severe health crises we've ever faced, and the daily reports across the news channels and the climbing death toll is a sober reminder to all of us of the seriousness of the issues posed by this virus. It is not just a health issue, but this virus is also delivering a massive shock to the local economy. Over the past few weeks, we have seen unprecedented action from our national government, action that may be radical, but action that is entirely necessary if we are to see off the challenge of COVID-19 and emerge on the other side. I hope that people do recognise in this very turbulent environment that help is at hand, and we are starting to see it reach those that need it most. Since the grant scheme went live last Friday, 10,000 small businesses have already received financial assistance through the 10K grant scheme. As of today, a further 3,200 are being processed. So in the first week since the launch of the scheme, we have processed claims for around half of those eligible companies. That represents over 100 million that has already been paid out to small businesses across Northern Ireland, and a further 170 million in grants that will be paid in the coming days. For those small business owners who have not yet received a payment but think they are eligible, I would encourage them to go on to NI Business Info and register today. We are now focusing on the 25,000 scheme, and this scheme will see grants to around 4,000 businesses in our beleaguered tourism, hospitality and retail sectors. We will be making further announcements on this next week, and I will be working with Executive College to ensure that this is out as soon as possible. Whilst good work is being made, and we are ahead of other regions of the United Kingdom, more work is required to ensure that support is delivered to businesses who need it. I would like to see the 2,500 businesses who benefit from industrial derating and have a rateable value below 15,000 to be supported. And I will urge Executive College to consider extending the rates relief scheme so that it is at least as generous as elsewhere in the United Kingdom. These are obviously decisions to be taken by the whole Executive and need to be considered alongside bids from other departments. But they are measures of huge significance to our local economy. The Job Retention Scheme is an unprecedented intervention in the Northern Ireland economy. Some 17,000 jobs have been notified to Invest NI as being furloughed, jobs that would have been lost altogether. This demonstrates the importance of the scheme for Northern Ireland. However, greater clarity is urgently needed from Treasury and HMRC around eligibility, and I have been working all week to ensure that information goes out without delay to employers. Again, the Coronavirus Business Interruption Loan Scheme is a valuable support tool, but many firms are finding it challenging to secure money. I spoke to the Chief Secretary to the Treasury, Steve Bartley, about this earlier this week, and I hope that the Chancellor's statement will clarify. For those who are self-employed, delay in payments and gaps for those who became self-employed in the last year are issues that need to be urgently addressed by central government. Whilst there are huge challenges in the economy right now, I'm also heartened by what our businesses are doing. More than 40 companies have volunteered to assist in providing support to various PPE requirements, and more than 30 companies in Northern Ireland have offered to participate in manufacturing consortia to make ventilators. This is being coordinated by Invest NI. In the first few weeks of the crisis, we saw an immediate impact on our tourism and hospitality sector, but now we are seeing challenges emerge in other areas of our economy. Northern Ireland is reliant on our air and sea connectivity, but with significant pressures on the aviation industry and on ferry companies, we have seen a dramatic reduction in connectivity. The haulage industry is under tremendous stress, with fewer return loads as a direct result of the impact on manufacturers in GB. So we need to move to ensure that domestic markets are protected. This week I spoke to Alex Sharma, the Secretary of State for Business, Grant Shapps, the Secretary of State for Transport, and the Chief Secretary to the Treasury, to remind them that strong transport links between GB and Northern Ireland are of vital importance to our economy and our supply chains, particularly our food supply chains. This morning I re-emphasised that point to the Secretary of State, Brandon Lewis. The past week has also seen a focus on worker safety. I make no apology for saying it. The safety of everyone in the workplace is a priority for us all. And I salute those who are on the front line and working in vital industries such as food manufacturing, retail and energy. But let me be clear again. Every employer has a duty to provide a safe workplace. If people can, they should work from home. But for those who cannot, the work environment should be safe and follow the health and safety and PHA guidelines. In response to recent concerns, I have convened the engagement forum some days ago, comprised of unions and business groups. It has met twice this week and is working towards providing collective advice on the measures required to provide safety of key workers of those businesses that remain open. Health and Safety Executive has experienced significant pressures dealing with high volumes of inquiries, up some 1,800%. And I will ensure that each and every one of these complaints is responded to. I am pleased that we are seeing, as a result of those efforts, greater efforts from companies to introduce measures, and the majority are complying with our requests. We have examples where production lines have been extended, break times staggered, canteen tables restricted to one person per week, increased cleaning and physical measures such as perspex panels to minimise contact. Working with industry will save lives, and support and key messaging from industry, trade bodies and trade unions has all helped to ensure the workers in line with UK and PHA guidelines. We want to make sure that this good work continues, and we will do everything that is within our power to ensure that we have a safe workplace for those businesses that remain open. Before I finish, I want to pay my personal tribute to our frontline workers, our health and social care staff, but also frontline workers who are working day and night behind the scenes to keep food on our tables, our homes and our businesses heated and lit, and our economy moving. Thank you.